That was William Vitalis with Open My Heart to the World. Welcome to Let's Find Out. The focus of this program is to have our hearts open to the universal, united, kind, loving, and forgiving planet. We have entered into a new decade and new energy form, the transformational 20s. Let's all begin to strengthen the new energies on the planet, strengthen your intuition, and strive to live a peaceful existence free from fear. What strategies, prayers, meditations, and exercises can one use to tap into the higher realms and receive messages from our departed loved ones, creating a higher vibration of living? When we're upset and confused, where can we find the answers? How can we know which path to take? The answers are here on Let's Find Out with our spiritually focused format and guests. And now it's time for tonight's program, Let's Find Out with Elizabeth Joyce.
Well, hello there. This is Elizabeth Joyce, and it's nice to be on OMTimes Radio. This is my first broadcast, and I'm very excited about it, and I want everybody to know what we're about and what things are going to be going on here. My goodness, we're in the time of the earth where we have entered into a dark time, a very low vibration manifesting its serious problems on the earth. There is so much going on spiritually, making this one of the most important times in human history. But we all have to gather as light workers and do our inner work. We have a virus going around the world, and the list of countries touched by the illnesses has climbed up to 60% or more than that by now. Mexico, Lithuania, New Zealand, Nigeria, Iceland, the Netherlands, Britain, Ireland, Italy, China, the United States, Canada. My goodness, it's really something. We are really at the beginning of the new age of man, and it is approaching. There's a lot of upheaval manifesting, and it's going to affect us as well, individually and collectively. It's time to get creative and to see ourselves as a part of a community which needs us as much as we may need them. As I've mentioned before, the government is not where the help will come. It is in the small communities, which we are all a part of, including our own community. It is the truth that we are already behind in what we should have been doing. But no one is to blame for this. We, the human race, are doing the best we can with what we have. At this time, we're not capable of or at the level of consciousness in which we should be handling this perfectly or magnificently. We are still at a significantly educational level of consciousness, so we haven't learned to do that yet. But we're getting there. Yes, many of us are coming along kicking and screaming, while so many of us are turning the human spirituality evolutionary gears, one gear tooth at a time. It's time to go within. A lot of people don't want to talk about that or feel that they have to do something on the outside. But just slow down, take a deep breath, and go within. That's where you'll find your truth. That's where you'll find your answers. That's where you'll find your calmness. And that's how you will know what is the next step for you and your family personally. My name is Elizabeth Joyce, and I have a Facebook page. I also have a Twitter account, and I'm activating both of these. Plus, I do have a 24-hour answering service, and I'm going to give you that phone number. It's 201-934-8986. This is where you can leave a message with your concerns. Just leave a message and a phone number, and my staff will get back to you, and we can make an appointment. I will use these tools to help be more active with questions, concerns, and the like, which people may have. That includes questions which all of you may have, which you believe I will be able to help you with. My website is new-visions.com, so you can read about me and what I've done and what I am doing. We're now in the thick of things with regards to this time at the start of this dark decade, the 2020s. I've been talking about this for over 2 years, and 2 years ago, on a show called Coast to Coast with George Norrie, I predicted this virus, and I said it would begin at the end of December and go throughout the next year. But I do hope that it's going to slow down a bit. It should start to slow down by mid-April. So we are in the dark times, and it's been created because of the absence of light. And it will manifest as painful events, suffering in the world. As an example in my own life, last year around this time, I bolted from a home that I had been living in for 20 years. Actually, I felt like I ran for my life, and I moved from Pennsylvania to Austin, Texas. Just on a whim. You call it a whim, but when that strength comes inside of you from the divine and propels you forward, you need to trust it and go with it. And so I did, and I came down to Austin. And in the summertime, I'm on staff with a lady called Amrita Nandamai. Some of you may know her as the Hugging Saint. And I did a 5-week tour with her because I'm on staff. I've been with her 33 years, and I work with Pujita, who runs the Radiance Healing Table. She's the highest healer in the world and a very powerful lady, and it's an honor for me to work with her. So I was gone for 5 weeks, and the tour started in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and ended up in Manchester, New Hampshire. Well, New Hampshire is the state that my mother was born in, and my girlfriend picked me up, and my cousins and my girlfriend and I were going to go to Maine to be on the beach for a couple of days. We decided that we would go during the week so it wouldn't be so crowded in the summertime. And on the weekend, my other girlfriend that I was staying with, her name is Marianne, we decided that we'd go up to my parents' grave because we weren't far away. So we did, and all of my ancestors were in these graves. And I'm telling you, each grave, and there were 8 of them, had a heartbeat coming out of them that you could actually feel. Marianne and I were very bewildered. We didn't know what was going on. But every time we put our hand over each grave, we could feel this heartbeat. And it was almost as if they were trying to talk to us from the other side. So I got very quiet, and I looked at her, and I said, let's go up to the house. Now, I don't usually go up to the family house because it had been stolen out of the family in the 80s, and it had been sold. And you figure other people are there. I was a little sad about that. So we went up to the house, and there was a for sale sign on it, and it was empty. Well, the first thing I did was get out of the car and take a picture of the for sale sign so I could call the realtor, which I did, and I bought the house the next day. I bought the house because it was right to do so. It was a feeling inside that I really could not struggle with. It was a beautiful feeling, and I knew I was doing the right thing. Of course, after I bought the house and got back to Marianne's, I looked at her and I said, what am I doing in Austin, Texas, if I'm supposed to be in New Hampshire? Anyway, I wound up spending most of my time in New Hampshire because the house needed a lot of repair work. It needed to be refurbished. It was built in 1903 by my grandfather, and my mother was born in that house, and I had spent every summer there. My grandmother was a shaman. She was a great lady, and she taught me a lot about the other side, about going within, and metaphysics, and how to work with the energies in a reverent way. So what happened was, I bought the house, and I wound up staying there for about 5 months, getting it all redone, and then I went back to Austin just before the holidays so I could be with friends here, and I was going to teach some classes, but they didn't manifest, and that was okay too, because that's when I made the decision that I had to leave Austin and go up to New Hampshire. I'm telling you this story because this is how things manifest. They manifest through sometimes panic and confusion first, and then you get the answer to where you're supposed to be. Everybody wants to know what's happening, what's going on with their life, what their life path is, and how we're going to get through this. Of course they do. I do see a part of this energy that we're going through manifesting in real ways in people's lives. I was going to set up a strong, thriving practice here in Austin, but I didn't have the chance because my karma called me elsewhere. Our prayers and meditations will help to bring the light to the darkened times. I encourage each and every one of you to keep up with your spiritual efforts, to study, to pray, to meditate, and to talk to God. Listen to the voice within, interact with your own guides and angels, and remember that we are a part of a team which many non-physical beings and spiritual helpers are with us. They are our teammates, and they are beings that are willing and wanting to help even more than we tend to accept. Let's see if you can tune into them. I've written an article on my website, new-visions.com, which lists specific activities and practices that can help. The Edgar Cayce readings and Yogananda's book, Man's Eternal Quest, are also good places to get support and encouragement. Remember, common sense is a spiritual quality as well. When it happens that any of us get caught up in panic or fear, simply step back and breathe, and then ask for help and guidance within. Our masters seek to show us how they are your best friend and can be called upon. One of my favorite songs is You've Got a Friend by Carole King. Doesn't everybody like to sing? Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I will come running to see you again. I am your friend. We are all in a time of pain and limitation now. It's disguised from our great teachers. It's a disguise, because only at the moment of our greatest darkness will we become aware of the light within, and begin to recognize the true creative power of the blessed higher self. When something within you is disowned, when you don't face up to what is and how you got there, this wreaks havoc. Then a cleansing and surrender is required. In undertaking this, you will find a strength of will that again strengthens your character. This is exactly where all of us are now at this moment in time. Begin with what is the most difficult and work backward to what is a little easy. You could do it the other way if that helps you to begin the process. Either way, remember that suffering in its original meaning means undergoing. At this time, we are all required to undergo the dark side of this passage and bring it to the light. So control your anger, control your impulses, keep your faith firm, because this is what is required here. I know it's difficult to keep faith firm when we feel like we're being torn apart and threatened on every side of existence. We're all so used to our same old, same old. We're also used to our own way of living and our routines, and it's very, very hard to change them, of course. It really is. But we can do it. Modesty and a good temper and a feeling of peace are essential in such challenging times. So many of us are angry, so many of us are in torment. So modesty and good temper is what's essential. Control your anger, control your impulses. This is a good time to pay back old debts and to restore harmony, peace, and balance. Mend, restore, and redress. When it's too stormy for the fishermen to go to sea, they repair their nets. So allow the constraints of this time to serve you in righting your relationship with yourself. Be mindful that rectification must come before progress. And I have a little saying for you that one of my friends sent me this morning, and I thought it was so beautiful. I wanted to let you have it just before we go into our break. And the people stayed home. The people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games with their children and learned new ways of healing. and new ways of being and staying still, and listening more deeply within. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows, and the people began to think differently. There was a change in consciousness, and the people healed. And in the absence of people varying about and ignorant and dangerous and mindless and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses and made new choices, and dreamed new images, and created new ways to live and to heal, and the earth began to heal. The earth began to heal fully as they healed. And this was written by Kitty O'Meara. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out. And I believe it's time for us to go into our wonderful station break. There's some great music on the other side of it. And it's by William Vitalis. It's called Where Are We? And that's what everybody's asking themselves. My goodness, what's happening today? Where are we? What's going on? I feel like I'm losing everything. I feel like I'm losing my mind and everything else. What is going on? And now you can start to realize that we have graduated and we're in the work of transformation, and you're being called to have your wonderful patience and prudence. I also want to tell you a little bit about my tea, my herbal tea that I dreamt about. I will tell you, I dreamt about it 2 years ago at least, and it's a wonderful tea. I do feel that it will help with the virus because you're supposed to drink warm things and certainly not cold things, because cold is supposed to produce more problems. Remember that the most common way of getting infected is touching things in public, to carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer with you. But remember to wash your hands. Aside from washing your hands frequently, you can gargle with any sore throat gargle to eliminate the germs. And the days of hugging hello and goodbye are over. Put a little nail polish on your pinky, a purple color, purple nail polish to open the heart. And then you can just show your pinky, and that'll be sending love. Remember that when you are at the supermarket to put gloves on as you wheel that cart around, because germs will stick to metal. So here we are. I bless everybody, and we'll go in to hear William Vitalis sing Where Are We? This is Elizabeth Joyce with Stargazing, week of March 16th through March 22nd, 2020. This is a surprising and action-packed week with spring opening her doors. We have 2 sign changes, 2 different conjunctions that will send our energy flying off in different directions. 5 planets are in earthy Capricorn and Taurus. Get practical and tend to projects where you can gain tangible results. An interesting shift is coming through the world as Saturn temporarily moves into Aquarius on March 21st until July 1st to give you a hint about what's coming in 2021. That is when Saturn, the restructuring planet, fully moves into the sign of Aquarius, the sign of higher ideals and revolutions. Mercury returns to Pisces on Tuesdays after briefly moving retrograde into Aquarius. Sort through ideas which you had during the recent Mercury retrograde cycle to decide which ones you want to work with and which ones were too fantasy-driven and need to be released. St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday is under a serious Capricorn moon. Celebrations are still pleasant, but more likely subtle this year. They may not have the New York City or the Chicago parades because of the virus concerns. The spring equinox is on Thursday, March 19th. All of the planets are bundled up in less than 1/3 of the sky. A chart cast for the next 3 months under such a concentration suggests that you are best served by focusing your energy on a limited number of projects or activities that really call to you. The sun moves into Aries, bringing a generous amount of energy and excitement as we enjoy the first day of spring, March 21st, with the spring equinox.
This bundled energy is extremely good at doing what it's focused on, but not so good at doing the things that have to be done, but we really don't want to do them. Also, there will be less travel or reservations for travel. Use this powerful day to do some checks and balances with your life. These certainly are troubled times, and on the day the earth becomes balanced, it's the perfect time to tune in with that energy and bring balance to yourself. Although these needs may contradict each other, make an effort to balance the mundane projects with I need to get this out of the way projects to get out of your rut. Next month, the virus threat should lift a little bit, and you'll have a surplus of courage and adventurous spirit along with thrills and excitement with some positive new beginnings. Take the lead, even if you don't usually do that. Because the moon is in the last quarter phase, the challenge is to consolidate your energy so you are not running around unfocused all over the place. There is a combination of being practical with the need to explore new options. Get out of bed early on Friday morning and get moving. This can range from exercise to ambitious projects. Mars and Jupiter are aligned, and that means taking action and making it big. Saturday has boundary-setting Saturn moving into the I don't want any sort of boundaries Aquarius temporarily through June. This gives you a hint or a teaser about what will come when Saturn changes signs starting in December of 2020 throughout 2022. When Aquarius energy increases, it's an especially important time for those people born between 1990 and 1992 because it's their first Saturn return, age 28 to 29, and always impacts one with a major change in their lives. People generally have 3 Saturn returns in their lifetime, and each time it will take you on a different path in order for your soul to grow. Saturn returns to Capricorn in July as it retrogrades and returns back into Aquarius in December for 2.5 years. Mars, also in Capricorn, makes 2 major conjunctions this week that promise to have very different effects. A positive Mars-Jupiter conjunction on Friday, March 20th, brings confidence, enthusiasm with courage and makes it easy to start something new. Upgrade your technology, learn a new software program, explore new groups and organizations, and come up with ideas that will give you more flexibility and freedom. The Pluto-Mars conjunction on Sunday is sure to bring some darkness and some problems that we will all have to be working through next week. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out on OMTimes Radio. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. And now, back to our program.
Your conscious connection to a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
The student asks the teacher, "How do I experience transformation?" The teacher replies, "When the student is ready to receive deeper answers, the student then asks, 'How do I know what deeper questions to ask?' And the teacher replies, "When the student decides to commit to a practice inviting transformation, level 2 questions will be revealed." Hi, I'm Tomas Garza, and as a teacher and host, I'm inviting listeners to enroll in the mastery of transformation by joining me on Decide to Transform, your bridge to level 2 answers. Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
casts a quick shadow. What is this body? That shadow of a shadow of your love that somehow contains the entire universe. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? A man sleeps heavily, though something in him blazes like the sun, like a magnificent fringe sewn up under a hem. He turns under the covers. Any image is alive. A clear red stone tastes sweet. Kiss a beautiful mouth and a key turns in the lock of your fear. A spoken sentence sharpens to a fine edge. A mother dove looks for her nest, asking where, who, where, who. Where are we? Goes to cry, where the sick go when they hope to get well, where the wind lifts and helps with the winnowing, and at the same moment sends a ship on its way, where anyone says only God is real. Back and forth through the sky, east, west, cool, 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 more cool. The sun saying, where are we? As it weaves with the asking, like the sun saying, where are we? As it weaves with the asking.
Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out, and that was William Vitalis with Where Are We? William Vitalis is a dear friend of mine. He was with the Clearlight Group, and he has created beautiful, beautiful music that I will be playing on this station for Let's Find Out. I also have the music of Elizabeth Hepburn and Richard Shulman, and these are wonderful, gifted people. Well, guess what? Welcome, powerful people. Today I want to remind you of your own personal power, which is your inherent right. You came here with powerful souls to message the world. You are the light workers. Not everyone, but you are. What is light work? It's the work of awakening the consciousness that you deliberately came here to help people do. The planet needs as many of you as possible, especially right now, to create a higher consciousness, to help with the consciousness shift that's now occurring. How do you feel? You can feel beautiful, wondrous, joyous, humorous, light and fun, but you can also feel tortured and wretched. This shift involves a whole spectrum of emotional states. And in order for the consciousness to evolve, this spectrum must be experienced. We have to go through these 10 years of the terrible transformational 20s. But in the whole shebang, if it must be, then it has to be gone through consciously so that the shift can be completed to the higher levels with honor, dignity, strength, courage, and self-esteem. This is what we all want. Your work as light workers will challenge you. Oh yes, very, very much. Light workers need to be on top of the wave and surfing it out. When we stay behind, then you're going to get in fear and you'll get caught up with what's happening in the world instead of being on the higher level. You are no better or no less than a human being who is not actively working with the light. That's just how it is. You are no more or less important than the next person. You are a unity of souls. We are a community. We are a group. And we have wonderful people on the other side, beings, light beings, and angels who are our teammates. And that's so important to remember now. Every soul has their critical role to play. So be mindful when you judge, for in judging you are temporarily separating yourself from the universe and from you expanding into your true human light family. That's what I'm here to try to explain to you over these next weeks on this show. We're going to be having some wonderful guests. Next week we have Mark Dodich, and he is a world-renowned astrologer, and we're going to be talking about the summer solstice, the spring equinox that we've just been through, and what the energies will be in between, and how perhaps we can see ourselves working out of this virus fear and everything else that seems to be crashing around us. We're also going to have Sharon Wythe, and she works with mnemology and your name and letters in the alphabet. Sharon and I are writing a book now about the new language that's coming, and we're going to explain to you how words are being transformed. And I'll give you an example. You can't say, I have a problem anymore. You have to say there's a situation. But why did the word problem change to situation? We're going to be writing and explain to you about that. I've written 9 books, 2 of which I'd like you to know about. We're putting them up on the OMTimes website. One is called The New Spiritual Chakras and How to Work with Them. And it's very important that you learn about the new chakras because it is what's going to help you get to the place where you need to be, to the higher consciousness. When you start working with your 8th and 9th chakra, your being will really, really open up and be able to receive the new 5th dimension energies. The other book, Unlimited Realities, is about my life. It's a memoir, but I wrote it because I wanted people to see what happens when we work with the other side, when we surrender and give up and just let it be. Just let it be, and let God come in, and let God make order of this consciousness so that we can all evolve. We know it has to be experienced. We know we have to go through it. So we might as well start being clear and eliminate any contamination and fear at this time. This is the final arena where the battles need to happen and then cease for peace, order, and unity to occur. As light workers, you will sometimes compare yourself to others. Okay, do that. Experience how it feels, but do it consciously and with awareness so that you can become free of it. And we move along to knowing that we have to go within, knowing how to meditate, but also you want to keep in mind that you don't want to bring any negativity into the meditation. You don't want to talk about what you're afraid of. You want to talk about where you're going to. And you talk about, for example, if you were going to be getting a new job, you would talk about the new job and how wonderful it's going to be and how much it's going to pay you and how happy you are and how you're finally doing something that you really love. And that helps to deepen your belief in yourself. It strengthens your aura field, and words are very powerful. So work with your emotions intelligently and honestly, and this will quicken your growth. You're going to be able to facilitate the movement of these dark days within yourself and within the world around you. This is a part of you, and they're a part of the world. They are not to be feared. They are simply to be allowed passage through you, for you do not need to harbor them anymore, any of your judgments or any of your fears. You are a child of God. You are a light worker. You are protected. You are safe. Always remember that. I worked with a great lady by the name of Louise Hay, and she taught me something. I am safe, it's only change, was one thing she taught. But she always said when something happens to you that's very upsetting and can really throw you off center, you need to ask yourself 2 questions. The first question is, how did I bring this to myself? And the second question is, what can I do to heal it? How did I bring this to myself? And how can I heal it? And that's part of taking responsibility. As I said before, a lot of people don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to admit that they had any part to do with anything. But remember something. You can't have something come to you in your life and not be a part of it. For every thought is a thing, and every experience that you have, whether it's a positive experience or a negative experience, happens for a reason. It happens because you called it in to your aura field, to your life, so that you could experience it and your soul could grow higher towards the truth. And that's true. That's the way it is. Progress would be impeded if you didn't do this, and if you refuse to move forward and you get frozen in fear. That's where you are focused, and that's what's going to happen to you. If everybody was in the same place, standing on the same rung of a ladder, and looked down, and everybody got into fear, we'd have a frozen, dark planet. But if everybody was on that rung, and everybody shined a light as they looked down, wonders might happen, miracles might happen. Flowers would open and unflower. Animals would respond to the warmth, and the beautiful vegetation that we have on the planet would thrive. So remember, love is the answer. There's always love. And you need to take responsibility by standing in your own power. And don't deny it. Don't deny anything. The soul has a great power, and it arrives in human form charged with that power. Everybody's here to do something. You don't have to say, what is my path? You're already on your path, and you're moving forward. And now I want to tell you about the meditation I created. It is going to be very positive. I have it on my website at New-Visions. It's for the coronavirus, and it's also for your healing. So listen to that, and we will finish with a wonderful, wonderful tribute to God from William Vitalis. It's called Come to Me, My Lord. This is Elizabeth Joyce. This is Let's Find Out. By the way, if you have any questions, it is time to find out. Please send me an email. The email is elizabeth_joyce.16@AOL.com. If there's any subject that you want me to discuss, if there's anything that you want me to deliver, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Now, let's get ready for the meditation. Thank you, and good night.
This is Elizabeth Joyce. I'm inviting you to join us worldwide to help strengthen and build our immune systems against any and all out-of-balance materials that may come our way. Visualize a sacred flame inside you. It sits between the middle of your hips and your navel. You can feel the energy coming in from this flame. It's very present and very alive. The color of this flame is amber, representing the new double helix energy that flows in from the center of the universe. Feel this powerful fifth dimension energy rising up from the second chakra to fill the solar plexus chakra at your navel. Know that this healing energy is arising from the flame and merging with your own Kundalini as well as your inner fire. Let the top of the flame begin to rise until it reaches your navel. The top of the flame comes to a fine point. If you follow the flame down, it gets wider, encompassing the second chakra. While its tip reaches your navel, your flame is spreading below, filling your abdomen. This is the receiving chakra, and you are choosing to receive this energy flowing in from the fifth dimension to help you stay centered, clear, well-balanced, and healthy. It encourages the body not to allow any foreign matter to penetrate it. Allow this flame to rise until the tip reaches the center of your chest, which is your heart chakra. The new heart chakra is a brilliant yellow, so we're allowing the amber flame to pierce through the solar plexus, which is now your green chakra, and up to the heart center, which is the brilliant yellow. And it will expand up to your 10th chakra, which is your new heart center. Now that the tip of the flame has reached the heart, see how your center solar plexus chakra is being filled with this light as well. As you feel the nourishing and expanding warmth of your inner flame, you also sense that things are being consumed by the fire, such as fear, impatience, judgment. All the negative forces that are within you are now being consumed by the fire, and the love of the universe, the universal love, is spreading throughout that area. Sense that things being consumed are your limiting thoughts, your limiting beliefs, feelings, and the patterns that you don't need around you. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath into your abdomen and allow this burning to take place. Let the flames fill the hollow of your stomach with positive and powerful energy. As the widening flame engulfs the center of your heart, feel that flood of tingling energy as your heart wounds are mended. Now let the flame continue its rising. It's going to begin to go out the center of your back and form a circle. It reaches up over the top of the head and pierces the 10th chakra, about 20 feet above you. And then it falls down again and back to the 4th chakra, the heart center. Then back out through the back and up into the 10th chakra. This is the amber flame of light, the new 5th dimension love center. It's called the circle of light. Breathe into it. Let the flame continue its rising. The tip is traveling up from your heart, going into your throat, going into your shoulders, going into your lungs with its healing heat. Feel how your body is now emerged with the pure life center energy, with aliveness, with passion, with creative energy. Breathe that in. Feel the warmth, feel the joy, and feel the love. Know that you are centered, whole, and complete. Now you can begin your new mantra. May I always be present to show the path of light and love to the pathless and the suffering, wanderers of life. If they should not understand or be open to this inner realization, may I abide in patience from the depth of loving kindness. May I continue to carry your love throughout the day, and may it touch the heart of anyone that I see, interchange with, talk to, or think about. I lovingly send this light to all of my loved ones, my family members, and the people that matter, as well as to the others that I do not know. May I be aligned with my soul purpose and aligned with everyone I meet in this light of love, kindness, joy, and wellness. May I create a plan of action, helping to accomplish the healing and removal of any negative energy that has come forth on the planet to destroy the body. My body is my temple. It is filled with your light every day. Thank you, Spirit, for being with me, for supporting me, and for supporting this purpose. May this energy, the 5th dimension energy of amber light, clear any blocks that are stopping me from knowing, achieving, and living for my divine purpose. May I discover the secret of how to keep this energy and alignment within me, moving ahead as I walk my path throughout the year. Thank you for your kindness to me and for the world. Thank you for your presence in our lives, even when we are scared and concerned. Thank you for your patience, your understanding of our struggles, and for your joy of being in our lives. Thank you, God, for your love. Thank you, God, for your vast and deep understanding. Thank you, God, for all of this and more that you pour forth to us without end. In the name of the heart, the head, and the hand, I send blessings to all unseen people and all people that are dear to me and all people that have ever touched my life. I know that I am strong. I know that I am centered. I know that I am love. I know that I receive love. I know that I give love. And I know that I am. And so it is.
this heart your rising sun. Touch my sight with grace. I'll see you in every face. All that I have I give to you. All that I am or ever was. Open my life to your light. Oh, hold me as a child in your arms. Come to me, my Lord. Open every door. Come to me, my Lord. Take away the ceiling and the floor. Walls as wide as the horizon. Every corner holds your light. Everywhere I look, I feel you rising. Every room becoming bright. Oh, banish every hesitation. Throw out every last doubt. Till all that remains is knowing the love you're pouring out. Oh, come to me, my Lord. All in you made new. Come to me, my Lord. Nothing outside of you. Your heart is my home forever. Your first light forever, everywhere. All the world by your word comes together. Every form enfolded in your care. Oh, your heart is my home forever. Your first light forever, everywhere. All the world by your word comes together. Every form enfolded in your care. Come to me,